Good morning, everybody. We are back. The show is called TBR SSF Show, which simply means TBR Solution Sports Forum. It is myself, the Saubrey Boyz Walefatshe. I normally do it with Saddam, but when I profile, I'm all by myself. I'm going to profile one of a very good friend of mine. We come a long way, myself and the person that I'm going to profile, whom I really enjoy, especially his interviews. Because I don't understand, or let me say I don't understand. I don't know whether people do understand that the manner you present things is very important. It goes a long way. It can break or make. As people, we learn every day. So I'm one person who learns every day. The person that I'm referring to is Coach John Khabo Zondo. Some of you might have known him as a coach for Classic, as a coach for Bloemfontein Celtics, as a coach for Real AM. He doesn't end there. It has gone far as Safa. At Safa, he was there. All right. And then, yeah, he will tell us where is he now. All right. Because the last time we heard he was there at Royal AM. And then that's another question that I would like to ask. Whether this co-coaching, does it work? Is it really something that we need in football? All right. Coach, welcome to the show and greet the viewers.
Basabri, Merry Christmas to you and to the team that you're working with. It's a pleasure to talk to you after so long. Like you have said, we come a long way. You know, we've known each other from the time when we were still black around here.
Not today.
Yeah. But we were brought together by, I would say, by the one above. That we happen to know one another. And we grew up together in football environment, you know, as if we own one. But this beautiful game has kept us together. The way we see one another, the way we respect one another, the way we see things around football, and the way we accept, you know, challenges in the game, irrespective of what it brings you. But I'm very much excited to still be able to talk to you. We live by the grace of God that we're still here 2024 towards the end, with the hope that we'll see 2025 together and do what we know best, which is talking about this game, try and develop you know, the upcoming individual in different positions, whether in playing or administratively or as coaches. I'm excited really to be associated with you.
Coach, as Dr. Koza would say at some point, that football is a game of opinion. This is what
I don't know, so I'm struggling to
hear me.
To get you.
Okay, let me see.
Volume wise.
Volume wise. I wonder, let me check what's
happening. I'm fine.
Can you hear me now?
I'm
okay.
Loud and clear.
I wanted to say, as Dr. Koza would say, football is a game of opinion. And he's absolutely correct. And let me correct it. I never played football at highest level. You know, I was an amateur. The next thing I became is Weng. You know, as Saddam would say, see Weng. He's the only one who's a fan, as a supporter. The rest of us, he Weng.
Yes.
So I mean, I've been swing, so I'm continuing as a swing and have an opinion. Coach, Not long, you were celebrating your birthday. And then happy belated birthday, coach. And like you said, through the grace of God. And you have mentioned one of the most important principle of the big R. Remember, our big R is nothing else but all those positive English words that starts with the letter R. So those are our principle. And one of them is respect. As you have just said, it's all about respect in this game. If you respect this game and you respect your fellow counter opponents, the better. Coach, now I know you started at Royal Eagle. When was that, by the way? I think we've done this before.
If I remember very well, I went there 2013 and 2014 as a technical director.
Mhm.
I led the likes of the late Bega Pagati,
Mhm.
the Duncan Lechisa, who were coaches then.
Mhm.
I guided them.
Mhm.
I left and came back as a head coach stroke technical director
Mhm.
in the same team. Yeah. So I've been there in the same environment 3 times, if I'm not mistaken.
Mhm.
The third time I came back, it was Royal AM.
Mhm.
Royal AM, I was employed as a coach, and then later we were to do the co-coaching with Dance Malisela. Yeah, yeah, I've been in the environment for quite some time.
Coach, as we speak, are you still with Royal AM? Or you have decided to go sabbatical? I know that Pep Guardiola at some point said, you know what, I need a break. Because I think that job is so stressful. Because the pressure from the supporters, the pressure from everybody, sponsors, you name it, you know. Somebody was saying, Coach Mangoba Mniti is not a bad coach, but probably it would be wise to go to a team like Golden Arrows and others where there's no pressure. If you go to teams like Kaiser Chiefs, there's too much pressure. So are you still there or what? And then I also want us to touch on co-coaching. Is it co-coaching working or not?
Yeah.
In your opinion.
So, yeah, you see, so when you look at coaches like Pep Guardiola and their history, his history has been success, winning all the time. I don't think in his entire career he has experienced what he experiences now. But in life, that stage was going to come somehow, which then tests your ability to be able to change things, your ability to revive the players and everything that happens around your team. So, okay, it's okay that he goes for a break to try and recoup himself. Maybe learn some few things. You have seen clubs like Kaizer Chiefs not being able to come to the level where they're supposed to be. And clubs like Orlando Pirates had that spell as well. Others will look at it and say it's too long. Some of the things need patience. Sundowns is not the Sundowns that just rolled through. Sundowns had some bad spell as well for quite some time. So this thing, it's life in general. It will be like that. It will be like that. You mentioned a person like for me, a coach that I regard as one of the best in the country. Yes, going to Golden Arrows, maybe this is where he wants to be, in order to add value to both himself and the club. But it also depends why Golden Arrows, and why does Golden Arrows want him? There must be a purpose to have a person like him in that environment. But remember, let's not undermine what Golden Arrows is capable of doing. Golden Arrows never had big name players. It wanted someone like himself who can build a team, who can identify talent. Obviously, I mean, I know that club, it gives you the freedom to do so. And I think he will add value to the club. He will make Golden Arrows your Sundowns of this world. He will make Golden Arrows your Orlando Pirates of this world and your Kaizer Chiefs of this world. People will start following Golden Arrows because of who they have on the bench and what they believe in. He knows the style of the game of Golden Arrows. I know that he's been trying to introduce a little bit of that with Sundowns, with the type of players that you have seen there. But you know, it's for him to decide on what he wants to do. Wherever he goes, he will make an impact. And you know, it's so nice when a club wants someone and they know what is it that they're going to do with him. Do they have the trust? Once the club has a trust in you, there's Kaizer Chiefs. Nabi has lost terribly, and something which was not expected of him. But he's a human being. He deals with human beings. And when you expect him to win, he loses some games because of some of the things are not yet in place tactically. You never know. Or some individual mistakes we have seen. The goalkeeping department have been a question mark for quite some time for Kaizer Chiefs. There are so many things when you watch the game being played, you say, this team is good, but it's failing there. This team is good, it's failing there. But that doesn't mean the coach is not working or the coach is not good. This game will give you different results, and people will see you different. Remember, it's yourself, the management, the players, and the supporters out there, and the oppositions as well, because you are not playing against yourself, you are playing against oppositions that want to win. Maybe on the day they play better than you. You know, it's unlike those days where you go into the field of play, then you start leading the team during the match. Today, you have video analysis that are there. You know how this team plays. You know where they can do. You know the most dangerous players. How do they combine? How do they defend? And how do they attack? You know how their goalkeeper looks like. So you can read each and every player. You know they can punch a player. Say this player covers so many meters or kilometers in a match. When does he get depleted? Energy levels get depleted of it. There are so many things that before you used to do it with your open eye, which needed your level of intelligence and the understanding of the game. But today it's a lot. It's a lot, and never take. I salute the coaches that are coaching now, because some of the things that are there, they need you to be educated. They needed to go to, coaching classes and have certain badges to understand the game differently. So this is what I've been doing. I've been upskilling myself, irrespective of having been in the game long enough, but I've been upskilling myself, making sure that the game doesn't leave me behind. Remember, we've done the levels. We've done the level 3, which was regarded as the pro license, when KEF never had the pro license, never had your certain levels. Then when everything was regulated and South Africa accepted that, you know, there was a conversion that was done. And unfortunately, when that conversion was done, I was in KZN. I could not get my A license through conversion, and other coaches did get. I know there's quite a number of them, but I said, whilst SAFA and KEF are busy putting their things together in order to get this conversion now, I lose nothing by going back to the class, start afresh. Start afresh, you know, be in the class with the likes of Sheikh Singwenya, you know, the Papis Otwanes of this world, all the players that you have coached. I sat with them in the class, and it was a good experience for me. I look at how they see the game, and how I used to see the game. We appreciated one another, and see how we can improve this game. You humble yourself before this game, it will work for you.
Okay, coach. One question that I ask: are you still in the game? Are you still with Royal AM? That's one. Two, what do you think about co-coaching? Is it a concept that is new? Is it a concept that is, what's your feeling about it, co-coaching? Because if I see co-coaching, I think it's applied here in South Africa. I may be wrong. I've seen, I mean, I watch at England, I know who's the head coach. I watch in La Liga, I know who's the head coach. It's only here at home, co-coaching. Does it work, or what's your opinion about it?
Yeah, well, for me, this is just my opinion.
Yeah.
For me, it depends, because this thing has been brought in by the management. Instead of having one person holding the power, let's have two that will run the technical department. But truth be told, it's a difficult thing to do. Very difficult thing to do. You all have opinions. It's better when there is one person that makes a final decision. You know, with all the opinions on, the advices that came from the other members of the team, it's better. But when you are two, at times there are egos. At times there's I'm being undermined. Maybe it goes 2 or 3 matches or sessions or 3 weeks of sessions. A certain approach has been applied, and yours has not been considered. Then there be break up, or it will show some cracks in regard to what has been done. Remember, we are dealing with human beings. We're dealing with about 30 individuals that see these things, see how you people are doing things, but others will start siding with another coach. Others will, for me, it was brought in because of lack of trust. That is just my understanding.
Okay.
I take Saubrey into this position, but I don't
trust him.
I don't believe, or I don't trust him. Let's bring someone else who will work with him. Or Saubrey is too hard. We can't communicate certain things with him. It will be a little bit difficult for him, or for us to communicate. Let's bring in someone who will reduce a little bit of power in his hands, so that we can always be in a position of running this club with the technical team. This one maybe is a little bit too difficult to deal with. Let's get someone who will pour a little bit of ice in everything and make things work for the club. But others, truly speaking, are meant to grow the two coaches. Maybe they can't afford someone who's going to earn maybe 1.5 million rands a month. They say these two coaches, they've been assistants before. Maybe they don't have the ability or the capacity to be head coaches. Let's bring them together there in that position and allow them to run this thing. They would communicate one another. They would share ideas, and they would run this thing. I mean, you have seen even with Chipa, they've done it with Eric September and Khabo. But maybe somewhere didn't work, or someone said, "I'm prepared to take decisions. It's gonna be me." And Khabo is ahead, and now September is an assistant. You know, in other clubs it does work. In other clubs it doesn't work, but doesn't work for too long. Let's be honest.
Okay. Can I go back?
It will be there for about 3 months or so. Yeah.
Can I go back here, Coach, and say you have mentioned something which I wanted to find out. One of the principles of the Big R is read. You guys read, do research, and all that. I say the beginning of everything, if you're a Christian, let me qualify it. If you're a Christian. Okay. As you know that we are busy talking to a well-traveled coach, Coach Khabo Zondo. Remember in life, as you know, TBR, it's all about the students. We are all learning every day. And there's no better teacher than experience. You always learn from experience. You always learn from the people who traveled. So that is why we have Coach Khabo Zondo to bring us into picture in terms of coaching department. Because people might think that coaching is very easy. It's not as easy as you may think. It's a very difficult thing. It requires a student. It requires somebody who continues to read and do the research. All right. We see what's happening in our football today. Coach Khabo Zondo was with Royal AM. He has taken the sabbatical, if you call it, due to obvious reasons, as I indicated. It's a very, very stressful environment that a person or a man can find himself in. Coach, as we were talking, co-coaching, I'm saying if you go to the beginning, the origin, God, if you're a Christian, created a man, all right? And then out of the rib of a man, created a woman. Right there, a relationship was defined, all right? That one will be the head, one will be the support, all be the neck. So even in our marriages, in life, there is always one who's the head, one is the neck. Why we have problems today with a lot of marriages, it's all about both of us want to be in charge. How possible is that? You go out throughout the world, why the government will have a government and a president, all right? So it's always like that, you know? So I don't know people who are opting for this co-coaching as management, what motivates that? And I remember Dance Malisela was with you. He decided to leave because I think he saw it's not going to work. All right. So I think people should learn from there. You know, Jomo once said, we are all coaches as owners. Is that some are not brave enough to be on the bench. I'm brave enough to be on the bench. Was that statement correct, Coach, by John?
Yeah, in a way, we are not designed the same.
Yeah.
We are not designed the same. And others have got fear to do things others don't have. Others might have no ideas or no idea to live, but they have a character too. Others might have these ideas to, some inputs that they can make in the game, but not prepared to lead. I know that there are certain number of coaches that I've tried to bring to my level. Some of them were not ready at that time. They were scared. They wanted someone to pull them from where they were. Let's go in and make it work for all of us. And so Jomo might be right. He's not scared. He's not scared to lead. He's been in this game. He's got ideas. He knows what this game entails and what it wants. The demand of the game itself, the commitment that you need to have to be in this game. Yeah, but the marriage that you're talking about, yes, men should lead. Only one man can lead. But times have changed. Today we talk about gender equality. I've got daughters in my house, and I can see the way they are. I can see the way they think. And I'm saying, but wherever they're going to, and when they get there, they get closer to their men, they will know that one person has got to lead, that is a man. They are a supporting structure to the marriage. Maybe to compare that with football, it was said football is a game of billions. That's why I have opinions, but I've said it even before that out of 5 or 6 or 7 or 12 of you, there must be someone that comes in and say, I'm taking a final decision on whatever we have discussed. Thank you for your opinions and all that. Maybe Coach Sane or Coach Albert's opinion, I think is the best. I slept over it, and I think this is the approach that we're going to take. So there must be a leader. Like it or not, there must be a leader. Once you have 2 leaders, for me, it sounded like there is a problem somewhere. The only way of solving it is to bring in like I've said, others they bring this particular aspect of co-coaching in order to solve their problem, not the football problem, their problem. Our problem it's Saubrey. The only way we can let Saubrey leave is to bring him someone that will make him uncomfortable. There are so many reasons to it, and hence, I, for one, disapprove it. I mean, you look at us, a very a good environment that I've been to with Nedbank on a team search. It was myself, Coach Owendagama, Sheikh Mashaba, and Sporomangena.
Was Doc Kumalo not part of that?
Yeah, in the last one, it was myself, Doc Kumalo, and Jerry Skosana. Because there was harmony there. It's something that we have decided ourselves. And during the matches, we decide who's going to lead in the during the match. We always regarded Baba Hausa as our elder, and using his experience to always lead us. Same thing happened when I had the likes of Doctor and Jerry. They allowed me to lead, to give them direction, but I must say they were even, I believe, they were more knowledgeable than what I was. And I was prepared to take such. Because this game is all about being humble. If it's done by the coaches themselves within their structure, it's okay. But if it's done by someone else to achieve a certain, direction of things, or with a certain reason, really to push someone away or to make someone uncomfortable until he leaves, I don't know. I've seen some to be of that motive.
You have mentioned something very important. Jerry Skosana, Doc Kumalo allowed you to take a final decision. All right? Now, that confirms that there's someone at the end of the day. I look at Mamelodi Sundowns. Sundowns, currently, they seem to be having problems. And I can say, but I think they've just resolved it, probably. If you remember quite well, Pito never allowed other people to come and coexist or co-coach with him. That's why he left. And then Rulani, they started as co-coaches, and then along the way it was changed. Rulani was made the head coach. And later on, somebody was supposed to be brought. There was co-coaching now. So it gave Rulani some challenges. I see Sundowns have gone further. That's my opinion. Remember, we said it's a game of opinion. We are there, we are looking at the distance, we may be wrong. They are allowed to say, hey, Saubrey, we want to correct the perception. The perception is wrong. Then there was, is it Beck, the guy who was brought in as a technical director? And I also want to explain what technical director do. Because my understanding was the technical director is there to identify players that would definitely fit the team, and also look at all structures below so that they play the same style. But come to the senior team, is also there, but the senior team, the men who take the final say, it is the coach. And with Rulani and Beck, what happened is Rulani wanted to buy the young man, Lodge, and the territorial director did not approve it. And then there was the friction starts there, unhappiness starts there. And then, okay, fine, it went according it went. Then there was Mangoba. Somebody was saying, I think that was Tso Vidagas. He said, no, Tso was very vehement to say, no. The person who should leave is the technical director, Van der Beek. He's the one who appointed Rulani. He's the one who appointed Mangoba. So when things goes wrong, why should be Mangoba's head that should be on the line? So we are just giving opinion about this co-coaching, whether it works or not. And then we are giving a broad understanding of, say, what is the relationship? Relationship in general, okay? So, yeah. I mean, do you attest to what I'm saying, my analysis? Remember, I'm making my own analysis and I may be wrong.
Yeah. For me, Rasob, I will say yes, you might be correct. Maybe not correct.
Yes.
Due to not being inside the club, knowing what is it that makes them to take certain decisions.
Yeah.
You have said it. Said something about the technical director. It depends. It differs from one club to another. Other clubs might not have the proper structures, below the senior team for this technical director to be able to, to focus on. But maybe the technical director that is brought to a certain club is brought in order to make technical decisions over and above the head coach. Remember, he doesn't decide for the head coach, but he gives his decisions or his way of thinking to the management. He's the one who reports for the whole structure. Remember that the head coach looks after the senior team. Obviously, below the senior team, there is a feeding structure, which is the MDC at that time, which the head coach is also attached to. But in other clubs, the technical director has got nothing to do with the senior team. So it differs from club to club as to what is it that should be done in order to better our environment, or to have this club functioning better. But in terms of the results, it's the head coach. And maybe their structure says the head coach reports to the technical director. I don't know. But I know that people believe that the technical director has got nothing to do with the head, the senior team or the head coach. But in other clubs, it's got an effect, because they might say, our head coach, under our technical director, these are the things that we want you to look at. And you agree to that because of your experience. We brought you here for the entire structure. Everyone is under you. Anything that is technical is under you. I went to Royal Eagles as a technical director. I was and I put myself in as an advisor to the head coach. Using my experience, we discussed the team before it even plays. Other coaches might not be too comfortable to face the management in terms of their plans. Maybe the person is or the coach at that time is comfortable to talk to the technical director, who will then sit with the senior, with the management to unveil the plan of the coach and all that, and what is the future for the team under that coach as well. So it's difficult to talk about what Sundowns does and why they're doing it, who runs the show, who then decides, because I don't think the technical director coaches. The technical director watches things and gives advices.
Now let's go.
And if there is harmony, the understanding is clear. Our responsibilities are clear. Our roles are clear. We allow, because in that game, remember, it's a team. It's a team sport. Team sport. Anything that is technical, you will talk to technical members. If I don't get joy with my assistant coaches, I should not then close the door for the technical director to give advices. And it should not be a technical director that will always be. Remember, his advices might sit like, this one doesn't like this. And I don't know how does that thing get to the media. That what the technical director does and what he thinks. Why does he not approve a certain player? I don't know how those things get to the media, because those things must be brought in by the head coach. The head coach is the one they're supposed to protect one another. They're supposed to protect the structure. Let's say one player comes in and one of the coaches doesn't like him. Does it mean that has got to? I know that the media plays its way into the any club's issues and expose certain things that are not supposed to expose. I for one, I was disappointed to see a player of Lodge's caliber to be discussed in that manner by either the head coach or maybe the technical director, the way it was put. but I've got no proof of that. It's for me, it's still a hearsay because I've never heard the technical director talking about Lodge. I've never seen that. And the media knows better why it says that. But certain things that happen in any club, we might not have the truth of it.
Now,
we all report differently. Yeah.
Let's go back to your era as a technical director.
Yes.
There was a stage whereby a coach never agreed with you in terms of the player that he wants to play. And then how did it unfold? Let's say he wins, or let's say he loses. What happened in your experience?
That's his decision. Remember, you are a technical director. You are not coaching. Someone has got to coach what he believes in. You give him the advice. So whether he wins or loses, but once he has decided, you are all in one pot. You're all in one pot. But and I don't think it should also be exposed that I've discussed this with the technical director. He agrees to that, and all that you talk about as a head coach, you talk about. You're only covering people that are below you. Anything above you, you don't. I mean, there are moments where you're gonna sit with the chairman of the club, the CEO of the club, and you're giving them their plan. And they might come in, even the owner of the club might come in and say, but I don't think you have to play this player. But then at the end, they will say, it's your choice. It's your decision. I don't think at any time you will go to the media and say, the owner of the club wanted me to play Vusi instead of Eric.
Eric, yeah.
That's why we lost. That's why we lost. And all that you have to do, remember, once the team goes into the field of play, it's your team. It's your team, it's your decision, it's your plan, irrespective of the other. And everyone else, including the technical director, including the management, they are all advisors. They're all advisors to you. You are the leader. You're the one to make to take that decision. But remember, all those advices, all those points that are being put forward towards you are helping you to make a better decision.
Okay. So
an informed decision. Hence, today we have video people that are looking at the game, and they see things that you don't see.
You may not see.
They bring them to you, and if they are honest, they will honestly bring the honest information. So and they'll also come up with solutions as to how can we deal with this? I mean, I've been exposed to a club like TS Galaxy. I must say, I like that environment. I like that environment. The coach gives everyone an opportunity to, to even including the players, which then frees the players. It makes the players to be free. It makes a very healthy environment. So, but at the end of the day, when he gets there, win or lose, he will thank his technical team, he will thank his players for the efforts, but he will never blame anyone. Remember, once you are there, it's your head on the block.
Yeah.
But you need people around you. Okay, you need knowledgeable people around you.
Coach, then in other words, as I listen to you very well, you are a proponent of the current trend whereby a coach says, I will bring my team. I don't want people to be imposed on me. Remember, when you bring your team, these are people who are going to be loyal to you. Just like you said, it depends. What information are they going to bring? Are they going to be honest or dishonest? Are you a proponent of that? Because it looks like football is going that direction. All the guys are saying...
Yeah, but you see, Brasob, I have a problem when things are being imposed.
Yeah.
I'm that kind of a person. Imposing, you mean things have got to happen your way?
Yeah, yeah. Maybe it's one
It's
of those.
either my way.
Maybe that is one
or
of
the
those
highway.
coach. Sorry about that. Sorry to interfere. Maybe it's one of those coach John was saying they want to coach, but they're afraid. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So I have a problem with imposing.
Mm.
I don't have a problem with advices.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't have a problem in us discussing
Mm.
how things have got to be done. We plan our session.
So in other words, as I speak to you now, coach, as I speak to you, your next move, you would prefer to go alone and being given assistance, or would prefer to bring people that would love to bring to the team?
Well, if things went my way, I will bring in my own.
Mm. Mm.
If the club has got the capacity to to allow that to happen financially, and I mean everything has got its own challenges. Clubs that don't have financial challenges, they will still give you a leeway. Say, listen, what do you prefer you do? You look
Coach,
at what Nabi has done. You
yeah.
Look at what Nabi has done, for instance.
Yeah.
Removed everyone, brought in his own.
Yeah, but allow me to say,
which is regarded as a correct way of doing things, but and also I'm this kind of a person. If I find a club has got a structure, I don't know the structure. Remember, most of our people don't have work. And you don't want to be destructive to their life. Also, they should be the kind of people that would add value to the success of the club.
You know what I'm
the
saying?
Future of this club, yes, the future of this club lies in your hands, and them included. So if you go there, you say, okay, I'm taking Atazwane, I'm taking Mabuti Kenyes, wherever I go with them. Yes, in well-developed countries and clubs that are financially balanced to handle such, you bring your own, then less problems of mistrust and all these things are done for two things. It's that you know that they will never put a knife on your back. These will protect you. These will do your job. They don't focus on any other thing. There are certain things that you do like with them. That's why you always carry them. You look at the likes, a person like Peter. Peter's got his team. Wherever he goes with his team, which is what makes him successful. Because he knows that there's nothing that this guy's focuses on. So he's done his own research, and to believe that these guys I'm going to carry, and as much as I believe in them, but I do have the trust in them. Because you can believe in certain people, but they have no trust. The trust is very, very important.
Coach, this interview has helped me to understand that one day I think I need to engage you more broadly about football, because football is very broad. We need to talk about this. If you permit me, I want us to continue at some point to talk about this.
That's why I'm still in the class. I'm waiting for a class of A license and a pro license. I know it will take me a year or so to achieve such, but I don't want any shortcuts anymore. I don't want to look back and say I've wasted so much time sitting doing nothing. I'm waiting for the next class, which is an A class. The CAF A license.
Coach, as I say, this discussion is very interesting as far as I'm concerned, and I love what we are discussing, and it has brought some ideas that maybe let's talk further about these things, and see how far we can go, because it's important to understand where people come from. But before I move on to another section, I want to say to you, what would you say to Kaiser Chiefs fans, management? Will you say, should they continue with Nabi, or should they think of saying, you know what, Nabi, you have done your work. Thank you. Maybe you need to give us a break. Allow us to continue as far as the team is concerned without you, and so on. What would you say about that?
Yeah, I know that my answer will be addressing quite a number of aspects. One, there's a.
All right, Coach. Before we go any further, I want to couple that with the current happenings around Pep Guardiola. Are you going to be one of those people to say, hey, Pep, we have done well as a coach? I mean, you have won league titles 7 times with Man City, but now it's time for you to give us a space. So I want to hear your comments as far as those subjects are concerned. I want to comment about Nabi. And then the last question that I'm going to ask on this part 1, because I'm still going to do part 2. But as I say, I want us to continue to talk about football. Part 2 is something else different. Part 2, I want to look at you as a businessman. What are you doing currently? But in future, I want us to look at football. Let's observe football. Let's ask questions. All right?
Yeah.
So, Now, what would you say? And we are left with 10 minutes. We need to wrap up in that 10 minutes. What would you say? Would you say Chiefs should keep Nabi, and then Pep should be relieved, or what?
Yeah, one, yes, Pep should be relieved. That is my opinion, because if he doesn't believe in himself changing things anymore, if it's in him without anyone forcing him, because not unless he says I can still change things, then he should be given a chance, because they know what he can do. But if it's him, then it's danger for the club to continue with him. So I would agree if a club says, okay, you saying you don't have confidence anymore, because losing matches the way you lose them might kill your confidence. So maybe it's a little bit affected negatively to progress and make things better. And every team or every player in the club looks at him and they don't believe in him anymore. Maybe there is the ceiling has been reached. Maybe needs to change things. I don't know what he does to upskill himself, because he's coach at the highest level. But if either he has decided that I can't go anymore, he should be relieved. Maybe it should not be the club that forces him to do so. But if the club start to have doubts in his ability, then I would say let them give him a chance if he still wants to continue with the club.
Okay.
But coming to Kaiser Chiefs, coming to Kaiser Chiefs, it's a very dicey one. Remember, here you are talking about supporters that understand, others don't understand. How long and what it needs to be done to get things changed and change the fortunes of the club. Maybe the management knows how long it will take and how much it will take changing playing personnel, style of football. Whilst we're talking about players' adaptation to new type of coaching, you lose matches, you win some, you draw some. Chiefs at the moment, for me, they are not a league winner club. They still putting things together. I think the first 2 matches that I watched, I saw something. I saw players that were coached better or in a different way, that they impose a certain way of playing or certain approach. But if you don't score goals, obviously it will make you to be look like a bad team. They start losing confidence. And remember, some of these players have lost so many matches that it has got an negative impact confidence-wise. They quickly lose confidence when they miss chances and they are scored a goal, in the first half and all that. They try so hard, but it's a process. It's a process, and there's a reason why Chiefs got Nabi. And I'm saying when patience prevails, their luck will change. Let them give him a chance. I mean, maybe after a season or so, the likes of Manchester United have tried so hard to change things from what the likes of Alex Ferguson have been able to do. And it has always been going one way, down. Then one day it's a win, start believing in themselves again, go back. So it's a process until they find themselves at a good balance to win matches and making sure that people start believing in themselves.
In a nutshell, we would say Chiefs should allow Nabi to continue.
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay.
I'm this kind of a person that if I've seen something and I respect coaches, I'll always want to see these coaches being given a fair chance to. But obviously, the management, they're the ones who chose him, and they know why they chose him. They believe in him.
No, I get your point. I get your point. In essence, both Nabi and Pep Guardiola should be kept. On Pep issue, it's up to him whether he still want to continue or whether the team, but you don't believe that the team should force him out. I get the point. Coach,
they mustn't. Yeah.
Coach, we are going to do our second section, but before that, before we close, I want to share with you, remember we are a financial company, that we are educating. One of the books that is on our store is called How to Win the Wealth Game, written by Dr. Small. Dr. Small is an economist who worked for Reserve Bank for 33 years as an advisor to governors of the Reserve Bank. She's a very good friend of mine. She wrote this beautiful book. So if people want the book, they can get it. The other one is this one. I hope you see it. Entrepreneur Awakening by a very good friend of mine, Nom Summers Bugo, who owns close to 7 guest houses. But in hospitality industry, you talk about rooms. She owns about what you call 100 rooms, more than 100 rooms in essence. And then the other book that we have is this one, How to Get Out of Bad Debts, Use Other People's Money Resources to Get Rich, which is the book that I wrote just to teach people that debt is money. Use that to get somewhere. My first book, and this is a second edition of it, is called Secrets for Becoming Rich, Understanding How Do You Build Wealth, because it's about wealth that is important than richness. And then the other book that I want to share with you is the book called, let me see that book, How I Turned 500 Rand into a Million Rand Business, which is the book that I wrote around 2010, 2011. And then it teaches how I went through, how difficult it is. Because I remember, I believe it's possible for anyone to do it. And coach, in our second part, I'm gonna talk to you as a businessman. How did you build a business? How far are you with your business? Thank you so much, coach, for having time to talk to me. And then in parting ways, as we're talking about coaches, it is alleged that what's name? Samuel Ozwani said, I enjoyed underplaying Rivero. he allowed me, gave me freedom, and he played a very good football. Samgen. And the other player from Chiefs again,
Bruce.
and Hlongwane too. Hlongwane said, you know what, I like. So there is pressure now. Do you think that was a good thing for the players to say that? And you as a coach of Kaizer Chiefs, hearing those news, how will it affect you?
Yeah. Here we're talking about youngsters, inexperienced, and as to how they handle interviews might be a little bit of a challenge for them. Things that they have to say in the media. And I hope that Nabi understands that these are his young players that are not going to be, crucified at Kaizer Chiefs for having said this. I'll still allow them the time to, or an opportunity to understand as to how they handle interviews. They go there and play and avoid certain things to be said if they're going to be challenging or questioning how they are being coached at club level. Especially players do get excited when they win. They feel that they have a right to say anything anyhow. So every club must have the structure of teaching, directing these players as to how they handle their interviews and things that can.
Hi, welcome. My name is the Saubrey Boyz Walefatshe from TBR Solutions. We are the Big R Solutions, or you can say TBR Solutions. We are a financial company, being a financial company, but we emphasize on education. Education at all times. That is why we write books. That is why we conduct classes. Now, I'll tell one thing. One of the programs that we have in place is a mentoring program. We call our mentoring program a TBR membership club. Now, you may ask, what is the importance of mentoring program? You know, in 2009, I joined mentoring program of Rich Dad Company. I paid 65,000 rand to be on that mentoring program for 1 year, 6 months. And guess what? After learning what I learned, I tried to put what I learned into practice. And I've been failing many times. From 2009 up to 2017. Remember, they say practice make perfect. After failing, I would ask myself, what did I do wrong? How can I sharpen it? Then, 2017, I managed to succeed what I learned. I put nothing down as a down payment. In other words, I've put zero down payment, but the money that I got in return was 2.1 million, okay? So by simply learning and practicing, if you want to join our mentoring program so that we teach you, you therefore have to drop your details on our WhatsApp number, which you'll see at the end of the show. And then thereafter, we'll therefore call you and then take it from there. Guess what? It's up to you. How do you want to do it? Do you want to take action or do you want to sit and watch? I normally tell people about the read method because read is one of those important R words. Read simply means respond. E, it requires effort and energy. A is action. That A part is important. You need to take action. Then the D simply means decisiveness, discipline, determination, and then dedicated. So you need to apply all those principles. Then finally you reach a goal. I think